Frank has, you know what? We need to have a Frankometer.
I know.
How many times before the show starts has Frank checked his sound?
A Frankometer. I'd break that every day. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Glad to have you here. Got Owen Lee in the house this morning. Woo. That's always a good time. Always a lot of fun. Deanna Bryant's here, so you know what? We can all relax at this point. You know what I mean? We can all relax. Everything's going to be okay. Let's see. Wow. Let's Michelle Garibay. What is up? Did I say that correctly? Garibay? I did? Yeah. You know why? Because I was in the Navy. So I'm basically a linguist. Yeah.
Michelle, don't take it from him. Michelle, don't take it.
That's why. Yeah. All right. Well, check this out, guys. I just want to make note. This is kind of a special morning. I know none of us are really thinking that, but it is. And the reason why is because Sharon Wofford is not driving her car. Okay? We're not looking at her, we're not looking up her nose through her steering wheel this morning.
Right.
It's just like a regular old Sharon, head on, face to face. Good stuff. Good morning, Sharon. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Focused today.
Good.
Nice.
Focused.
Hey, Sharon, does it say I love CTC behind you?
It does.
It does? Okay, well, we got to see that. Let's go. Hold on. I love CTC.
Fantastic.
I love CTC. That is awesome. Yeah. Good stuff.
I love it.
All right.
I love
Hey,
it.
I want to introduce somebody too. We have Kelly Dutton here. Kelly Dutton is a new friend of mine. Hi, Kelly. How are you? You can unmute and say hi. I know it's her first time here and she's freaking out right now because, I'm just like, huh?
She does not look like she's freaking out.
She does not.
If you're wearing those glasses, you are exuding
They are
confidence,
rocking.
in my opinion. They are awesome.
She is looking great. Yeah, so we're going to be hearing more from Kelly coming up. One-click commercial lending. So we'll be getting her on the show here and there. But just want to say good morning to her, and I encourage her to come here. And she's here, so I thought, well, why not say hi? Why not? Right?
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much.
You bet. Let's see. All right. Light us up in the chat while we let people get going here. What's going on? Where are you at? What's the temperature? What's happening? How was yesterday? How did we do? Yesterday was our Wednesday calls, right? It was Flux Capacitor Wednesday. We're calling Past Client Database. If we got some wins, maybe we could share. There you go. Jim, what's going on, Jim? How'd it go yesterday?
Well, this is from 2 days ago, but on Just Ask Tuesday, I was doing my follow-up call for a VA loan down in Texas. And in talking to the listing agent, I found out he was a veteran, found out he did a lot of VA loans, and through Michael Fisher and the VMA, the Veterans Mortgage Advisor, I ended up getting 2 loans from him, one a refi and one a purchase. So very successful day.
I would say, first of all, you get a cheer and you get a cha-ching for sure, because, that's a good day. What are the loan amounts? Come on, man. Give us the juice.
One will be 400 and the other one will be 806. 806.
I'm gonna give you. You've got to be kidding me.
What do you say? It just always works, right?
It only works all the time.
That's right.
It only works all the time.
I'm doing Sharon Wofford imitation today driving, so.
Yeah, exactly.
And success.
So, eyes on the road, Jim. Eyes on the road.
So a 1.3 million Just Ask Tuesday is essentially what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
1.3.
Gotta love it.
It's kind of a good day, kind of a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're still going, right? You're still pounding it, right, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
You're not stopping.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go, hey, 1.3, I think I'll just take the rest of the week off, right?
Well, then yesterday, a past customer called up and said that she and her mom wanted to move closer together. So daughter's buying unit 1, mom's buying unit 2, and total, that's $1 million.
Well, where'd that come from, though?
A past customer.
So, all right, cool.
So, that was a Wednesday call, but she called me, so I'll take it.
Man, oh man. How do we top Jim today before we get into Owen
No more
Lee?
hands have been raised.
No more hands have been raised. Exactly.
Listen, if Jared Manley's here, he had an epic day on Call Surge yesterday.
All right. I saw him. I swear I saw him. Jared, are you with us?
He did really well, and he
Yeah,
did
I
both
got,
sessions of Call Surge.
5 refis yesterday and a new contract.
Yeah.
What? Hold on. Wait a second. Say that again. What'd you get?
5 refis and a new contract.
God
I didn't have time to do my refi blitz.
dog.
I didn't have time to do my refi blitz the way I wanted to the week before. So I did it yesterday. Started it yesterday. Got about a third of the way through and it was a really good day.
What's the total volume for something like that for you? Just curious.
That was about 1.5 yesterday.
1.5. Hey, Carl, guys just racking in $1 million here, 1.5.
I just got out of bed and got my quick 0.5, But
now I'm going to have to close these loans.
The poor guy, he had to make some phone calls. Let's have a little sympathy for the man here. So way to go, brother. Good for you, my man.
Right.
You know what I love about that? Jared said, I didn't get the chance to do the refi blitz the way I wanted to last week. So I did it this week.
Yeah.
And can I say one more thing? Jared did the East Coast Call Stars and he was super successful. Had a great 2-hour session. And then you know what he did? Instead of taking the afternoon off, he got on West Coast and did it somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's what winners do.
That's what winners do.
That's what winners do. What can we say about such a guy? I don't know.
And at night, he iced his finger from all the diamonds.
That's hilarious.
Good for you.
That's a pretty good joke, Owen Lee. Pretty good one, my friend. All right. Well, geez.
Thank you.
I think we should probably just get started. What do you guys think? Anything in the chat, Kristen or Jen, that we should address before we turn this over to the Grand Poobah, as we like to say? He was not wearing his Grand Poobah hat today, which I'm very disappointed in.
I was just going to say, I'm very disappointed that Owen doesn't have one of those.
We might have to get him one.
I'm thinking, what if we got like a Breakfast Club Grand Poobah hat?
It would be great.
Ooh.
We have to do
I
that.
would wear it proudly.
All right. You said it. Consider it.
Well, what do you want to bet? Amazon doesn't have them for sale.
You're probably right.
I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to guess Amazon's got, especially at Halloween time coming up.
But I bet Etsy has it. I bet Etsy has it.
Etsy,
that's right.
What color do you want? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They have everything.
Put this LOBC logo on it, and we're good to go.
We got some stickers. We'll slap those right on there, and there we go.
So, Owen, this government shutdown stuff. I was watching the stock market a little bit, and stocks were up. The Nasdaq was up. The SP 500 was up. Gold was up. Bitcoin was up. Like hell, my Etsy was up. Like it was. Isn't it? Is that a? Do you think that's people's idea that maybe this isn't going to last that long, so it's no big deal, or is there any correlation there?
I talked about this on LinkedIn yesterday, Carl. I had a post. Actually, did the post on Sunday. Got it ready in anticipation, got it ready in anticipation of the shutdown. And these things have become mostly performative, right? It's really theater time in Washington, D.C. with the press conferences and all the appearances and Chuck Schumer's on every show, J.D. Vance is on every show, and the Schumer shutdown, and Trump doesn't care about healthcare, and all this stuff. I don't want to say it's meaningless, but it's meaningless for the first few days, and then I think we're going to get to the real show, which is going to be how long is it going to go on? Are they going to permanently eliminate so many other federal employees and whatnot? I think we're about 4 or 5 days away from really getting to consequences if it goes about a week. But the first few days is largely performative, but it does affect real people, and it affects real things. And I talked about that on LinkedIn. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. If anyone wants to hit me up on LinkedIn, you can just go to joinowen.com. It's pretty easy. Just joinowen.com and do the link. But the thing about it is it's little inconveniences become bigger and bigger and bigger over time. So I don't think the market cares right now. I mean, it's a blip on a screen. If it's not solved in a week, people might start to care more because the government is spending less money. That can have an effect on gross domestic product because they, maybe run out of money. They halt construction projects. People start to get laid off. But in the beginning, it's just theater for the most part. Mm.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
Well, cool. Right. So was that our topic? And maybe I asked that out of turn. Is that kind of our topic for today?
No.
Yeah, are we done?
I mean, yes and no. Yeah. See you guy next week.
Are we done? Boy, if I had a nickel every time I heard that,
that was almost a sad trombone. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
should have been.
Yeah. Jen, could you throw up those slides for a second?
Yep. Yep, we're just going to.
All right, so let's take a look at the market for a second.
I don't see the slide. Are we up? We're not up yet, are we? There we go.
There we go.
Patience, Frank.
Patience. I'm sorry. I'm just,
boy,
I'm trying to provide some technical support.
So I thought,
Marsha.
I thought we would just take a look. This is relatively calm, right? We've, as you can see, now remember, up the chart from left to right, up means down in interest rates, because when bonds become more valuable and more people want them, the interest rate they have to bear, goes down. So this is relatively calm. I mean, where we're at right now, about 100.29. Remember, the right hand moves in what they call ticks, 3 basis points. So 10.29 to 108, which is kind of where the high water mark was just briefly for a couple of days, is really about 36, 37 basis points, something like that. So we're only 35 basis points off basically from the high water mark, and we've been here for about 2.5 months. This is much smoother than last year. Remember, last year we got to a really good, we're not at 6 right now, but last year we made it all the way down to 6 and stayed there for about 3 or 4 days before we bounced off it. But this seems to have some stickiness. And
I plugged it in
right now, and
the lights on.
Hold on.
All right, Patrick.
Go ahead.
So
the lights are on.
So that's why I think you're seeing, people that do the dials. Like we just talked to Jim, we just talked to Jared, I think it was, and Jared Manley, and they're having success. You're having success picking up the phone because these lower rates are starting to get into the psyche of the American public. When rates get better, we pay attention to it, maybe not hourly, but daily or certainly weekly. The public is not that way. So when interest rates begin to go into our favor, it takes about 2 to 4 weeks for that news to seep into the general public. So, what you're seeing is we're within 30 to 40 basis points of our best rates of the year, which started about 2 to 3 years ago. So people are starting to get that word, and they're starting to have some success. So let's flip to the next slide. So we have a Fed meeting in October. Jen, if we could just throw that one up there. So what you're seeing here all the way to the right, there's the professional bettors are betting there's a 99% chance that we get another 25 basis points in the October meeting. So I think it's safe to say that that's fully priced into the market. I know we talk about this frequently, about the market pricing in ahead of the Federal Reserve. And there's 1%, which is probably 1 or 2 people that participate in the survey, think 50 basis points is on the table for October. I don't share that view. I think we're going to get 25. I think it's already baked into the market. And if we didn't see it, you'd get a huge negative market reaction. The meeting on December the 10th is already touting 86% chance for an additional basis point cut. For those of you that have loans, for the 340 people or whatever who are on this call right now, for those of you that have loans, you might want to think about locking today, because tomorrow we're going to get the jobs report. That could be a big mover of the market. If we see a low number, I think you're going to see the market rally. If we see a high number, I think we're going to see the market tank. And because really what's being looked at right now is December and the first couple of meetings next year. How long is the cut train going to go on? And, so I don't know, how you are. If we get something that's right close to the number, we'll probably get a stable market, but I think the market could move a little bit tomorrow off of that number, because this is now, October, December, largely priced in. The December 10th meeting, 86% chance of an additional cut. If they get a really good jobs number tomorrow, that becomes in doubt, and then you're going to see the market move in the wrong direction. So, again, like we talk about, the phone call of rates have gotten better. Let's see if we can do something about it. Is a lot easier one to make or receive from your borrower than, hey, I know I told you you only had to bring $2,900 to the closing table, but now it's $5,100. That's not as good of a call to have to make. So, you really might want to think about that today, because I think tomorrow morning really has a chance to move the market. I'm not a Barry Habib. I don't watch it or study enough. I know he was on just a few sessions ago. I'm not quite in his. I don't do this to the degree that he does, but it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. But getting over to the shutdown, now that we've taken a look at the market, let's take a look at how the shutdown affects our industry, because it does in kind of important ways. And let me go through this. So a lot of parts of our industry touch the housing market, and especially the mortgage market. So if you look at this, Department of Housing and Urban Development, they will continue to endorse new loans. So your FHA loans should continue to close unless you're a HECM, a Title I loan, which is like a commercial loan, and endorsements that require the assessment of an FHA underwriter. Those are higher value, some commercial loans, some multifamily loans, where the FHA has to sign off on. Those are dead right now. So regular single family FHA is moving forward. Pretty much everything aside from FHA, the single family loans is not going to be okay. And I know a lot of times companies like ours, or companies like who are full Eagle with the FHA program, who can endorse and close loans in their name, they call the FHA for answers, for underwriting guidance and stuff. That's all closed off. So some of your iffy FHA deals might get delayed. The VA is open. The guarantee program is continuing. If we get a much longer shutdown, this program is funded in advance. The VA is pretty specific about the fact that this is an earned benefit from the veteran. They don't like to take away those earned benefits. So that program will be going. So we shouldn't see much of a disruption from the VA. Let's flip to the next slide. If we can, we just got a few more things to look at. U.S. Department of Agriculture, for those of you that do RD loans, that's completely shut off. No endorsement of new loans. You won't be able to get those off your warehouse line. If you're an IMB closing them, we close probably 2 to 5% of our loans are RD loans. So that program is dead until the government reopens. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and the federal home loan banking system are all separate from the federal government. Structurally, they don't get their funding from the federal government, so all those entities are open. You won't see any interruption there. Here's something that is really a big deal to the coastal areas, to Florida, to Georgia, to Louisiana, certain parts of Texas. National Flood Insurance Program shut down.
Wow.
So if you need flood insurance, you're not going to be able to get it. That's likely going to delay 1,400 closings a day nationwide.
Wow.
So this is one of those things where we were talking like right now it's all, press conferences and laughs and sombrero memes and all those things that are going on. But you're one of those 1,400 people that are waiting to close. 1,400 becomes 28, 28 becomes 42, 42 becomes 56. It doesn't take long till hundreds of thousands of closings are backed up. The Internal Revenue Service, right now, because it's an electronic program, will continue to verify income for underwriting purposes. So those things will go relatively smoothly. And I think that's the last slide, right, Jen? Or is there one more?
Nope, that's it.
That's it. So, so that's kind of a good look at what we were talking about with the government shutdown. When you think about the country as a whole, it's not that big of a deal. If you need a specialized FHA underwriting opinion, you're not going to get it. The flood insurance program is a big deal to the people in the Southeast, especially. If God forbid we get in long enough where if the VA starts to experience hiccups and, whatnot, that'll be an issue. But the rural development loans completely shut off. That's 1 to 3% of the market. And that's why you can see Scott Bessent was out this morning on some of the business talk shows talking about how when this goes on, it could affect GDP if we get a week or two into this thing. So, right now it's mostly for the cameras. If it goes on another week, it's really going to start to affect a lot of people.
There's some question in the chat about the jobs report actually coming out tomorrow due to the shutdown. Are we going to get that data?
To the best of my knowledge, we're going to get it.
Okay. All right, cool. All right.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, everybody wants these slides. These were really informative slides. So if we can get those, and that's cool, right, Owen? So if we can
100%.
get those. Thank you.
Yeah,
we can get those dropped in the chat.
There's a lot of white space on those MBA slides. It'd be great information for your realtor, especially double check with how your company's handling it. Get with your realtor, especially if you're in the Carolinas, Florida, the Gulf Coast area, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, that could be definitely a thing.
Yeah, for sure. What about the Federal Reserve? Are they open? Do you know?
Federal Reserve is open. Yeah.
They're open. All right. Cool. Yeah. Wow.
Which is actually not a government entity, oddly enough.
Right. Yeah. So they would be open.
Yeah, quasi separate, I think there's 103 theories about how the Federal Reserve is funded. I'm not sure any of them are true.
Yeah.
It's like the Mason Secret Society. It's like, wait, what are they? Who? What? So it's an interesting history. Yeah.
So, and you think that, so basically, since there's a 99.99% chance of a cut next month, that's pretty much already baked in to the pricing.
It's already baked in. Yeah, we talk about this all the time when the interest rates, and you might want to get out in front of this. This is a great talking point. Jared, our champion dialer for this week, pick up the phone and say, hey, we're going to get an interest rate cut. And I don't know if you know this, but the financial markets actually move ahead of the Federal Reserve. I've got some really attractive rates They're already priced in. We're likely to get a cut towards the end of this month. Do you want to, let's take a look at this right now. It might help you get a few people off the fence. So
cool. They're saying on the slides, the highlight covers the text. Are you guys saying you can't see the text through the highlight? I thought we saw it pretty well on the screen. Yeah.
There must be a setting in whoever's reading that must be a setting somehow on your computer.
In your PowerPoint? Okay.
PowerPoint, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, it is a PowerPoint, so you can edit it, right? You might be able to get in there and click that yellowing off or something. I don't know. All right, cool, man. Well, all right. Hey, anybody, any questions for Owen while we're here? We got just a couple minutes left. So if anybody
There's one in the chat.
What is it?
So Mark Luciani wants to know, it would be interesting to hear Owen's banking perspective on EPO penalties and how to mitigate them.
I don't even understand that question. I hope you do. Oh, what was it?
Yeah, I do. So EPO is early payoff.
Question.
Hi, thanks for enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube. I just wanted to drop in and remind you that if you're a newer loan officer and you're trying to get to that 2 or 3 deals a month, or if you're seasoned and you're trying to get from 50 to 60 or 60 to 80, Mortgage Marketing Animals has you covered. We've got the full gambit from start to finish, top to bottom. Everything you need is at mortgagemarketinganimals.com. There's a reason that mortgagemarketinganimals.com is the #1 mortgage coaching platform in the country. So check it out, mortgagemarketinganimals.com.
Yeah. So what happens with an early payoff is if I have a loan and I sell it to Fannie Mae, and the loan pays off, and let's say Fannie Mae buys it for, let's make the math easy. It's a $500,000 loan and they buy it for $103,000. So I make $15,000. The company gets $15,000. We pay the expenses, pay the commission, whatever. 4 months later, if that borrower pays off, Fannie Mae will call us up and say, hey, that's an early payoff. Give us our $15,000 back. Right? And then a lot of companies will claw the commission back and take away certain things because they have no revenue on that loan. And so you really got to watch that. When interest rates go down fast, that tends to happen more often. And so, what you want to do is, when we had years of, hate the rate and marry the house and we'll refinance you. It's not going to be 7.5 forever and all that stuff. You really have to make sure that your loan stays on the books for 9 months from the day it's sold. So in my example, 9 months from the day Fannie Mae bought the loan. So that's probably 10 months from the closing date. Wow. So you really got to keep those loans on the books for 10 months. I wouldn't call to refinance those loans. If you see somebody out there that's 6, 7, 8 months, away, I would call them and say, hey, let's get your refi going in about 6 weeks, but talk to them now. And that's a good strategy. Also, what you really have to watch, we battle this all the time and we win and save commission checks probably 70% of the time. Is these servicers are so sophisticated, right, that let's take like PennyMac, okay? PennyMac will buy a loan, and I really shouldn't have used the company name, so let's just pretend I didn't use that name, but I did. So they will refi that loan after 7 months themselves out of their own servicing portfolio. And then they'll call us up and say, it's an early payoff, give us our money back.
Wow.
So we always go into this thing called MERS, the Mortgage Electronic Registration System, and check to see who refinanced those loans. Because if PennyMac is the one that refinanced it, we call them back and go, no, we're not sending you the money back.
Yeah.
Because you're the one that refied. And we fought very hard to get that into our contract. A lot of companies don't. We save hundreds of thousands of dollars of commission checks every year doing that. Because you shouldn't be able to refinance your own loan and then get the money back. Then you bought the loan for free.
That's a good gig to have,
stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a great gig.
And it's amazing how many companies don't question it. we question every single one of them. So, you have to have your head on a swivel and look at all the points, I guess, is the best way to say it.
There should be like mandatory prepaid. Doesn't VA have that? Don't they have like you can't refi it for 6 months or something like that? Aren't they? Did anybody know in the chat?
Well,
they should make that like a mandatory thing. Like you get this deal. I know we don't like prepays, but you've got a 6 or 9 month prepay on this thing. Get over it. You know what I mean? So that doesn't happen. I mean, it's a real thing. That's money being, these are expenses that, businesses are, have their expenses, and to have to pay back the money, it's ridiculous. I think there should be like that. That's what I think. There should be some sort of on every loan, like a 6 month prepay or something like that,
that would solve some problems. I would just say this, I don't want to get too nerdy or anything like that, but there's a lot of established law about freedom of contract. And so, wait a minute, if I get a $500,000 loan and I win the lottery 3 weeks later, you're telling me I'm not allowed to pay off that debt? That's crazy, Frank. What do you think?
You can, but you're going to pay a little bit back for it,
Well, that's a prepay penalty, and we used to have them until this little piece of legislation called Dodd-Frank.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Outlawed prepays.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, Mr. Garay.
Hey, can I do a real quick poll question for something I'm doing at the mastermind here next week? I just need a real quick participation here. How many of you have had a are your buyers' offers always getting accepted, or do you still would it help if you had like 10 ways to help make sure that your buyer objections are your buyer's offers were the accepted one? Is that a problem today, or it's like, hey, my offers, the market's changed and they all get accepted and that's not an issue anymore at all? Just kind of curious. And so if it's still an issue, put yes. And if it's not an issue, just put no. So just curious real quick. So yes, still an issue. No, yes, not so much, no. Okay, cool. All right, that sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Hey, Jim had his hand up. Go ahead, Jim. You're driving, don't crash. What were you gonna?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just put in the chat on the VA, you cannot do an IRL until you've had 210 days since the first payment.
Okay. See, they got rules, man. Yeah.
And if it's fixed rate to fixed rate, it has to be a 0.5 point drop.
There you go. There's rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point, Jim. I think, but let's all make the distinction. He's 100% correct. But what they're saying is you're in the VA guarantee program. You can't refinance that loan in the VA guarantee program for 9 months, right? So that's, if in theory you got a VA loan and you wanted to pay it off 4 months later with a conventional loan, you could do that. Right? They're barring you from participating again in their insurance program. Is different from saying you cannot pay off your loan.
Yeah.
So.
Got it. Yeah. Well, I think they should fix the whole thing. I think, you're the boss at NBA. Take care of that.
You heard it here. Repeal Dodd-Frank. Frank Garay, the first person on that bandwagon.
Tell him you're a friend of Kristen. That'll
should help.
Get it fixed.
That'll grease the skids.
All right. Well, hey, Owen Lee, thank you, man. Always such a great pleasure to have you here. We super appreciate you.
Jen, I got my Tiger's tie on.
Let's go, buddy. Rally today.
Lord.
Come on.
Game 3. Game 3.
There we go. There's always an opportunity to get that in on the show. That's for sure. Hey, Chris Johnstone, what do you got for tomorrow? Can't hear you, buddy.
He's got a new microphone.
Oh, darn it. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident.
He's got a new microphone. That's what he's got tomorrow.
Yeah, it's true. There you go. We're talking about AI and appointments. We're going to talk about just if you weren't fired up after yesterday's call, I don't know. That was amazing. So we're going to be talking about the actual how to hit those numbers of the calls you need to make, the appointments you need to have booked, and how to use artificial intelligence in order to kickstart it so that you're actually every single day on the phone, making calls, booking appointments, and how to use technology to help you do that. So I think it's going to be a ton of fun.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. All right,
hey,
good stuff.
Hey, wait a second. Is baseball still going on?
For some teams.
I'm not being funny.
Them's fighting word for some people,
baby.
Carl. You got to be careful in this crowd.
I did not know baseball and football were going on at the same time.
They have an overlap.
I did not
for about 3 or 4
that.
weeks.
Did not know that. I swear to God, I did not know. I'm sitting there go, yeah. What the hell? Do I have my baseball and football mixed up? I did not know that. So are they in the World Series now?
No, it's just the opening round.
The opening round. Okay.
But
God, it's a pretty good.
Getting close.
It's a pretty good overflow there. I'm surprised they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's during this
be about 4 weeks.
Yeah, during this period of time for for the super sports fans, it's like
because we're Sunday is the 4th week of NFL. That hell, it's 25% over. That's absolutely amazing. I did not know that.
October is one of the best sports months of the year.
Did not know that.
For sure.
But what about NASCAR?
Now, let's talk about NASCAR. That I do know.
Chris, opening night in the NHL about 7 days away, 7 to 10 days away.
Is it? Oh, right on.
That means that So that means that hockey, football, and baseball is all going on at the same time, literally. And of course, NASCAR. Well, NASCAR season is crazy. They run from February to November. And so they're pretty much, almost 12 months out of the year. So it's a grueling schedule for the real men and the real ladies of the sporting world. But
Well, I'm just surprised no one's mentioned MotoGP motorcycle racing, which is also still going on.
Carl mentions NASCAR and the participant number just starts to drop.
I noticed that. I'm like, all right, we're out of here. We're out of here.
All right. Okay. Speaking of we're out of here, let's get out of here. You guys have a great day. Thank you, Owen Lee. Always a great pleasure, my friend.
Love it.
You guys have a fantastic Thursday. We'll see you here tomorrow with Chris Johnstone. Catch you guys then. Adios.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.